So this week we're doing a this song. In fact, what I'll do is I'll mute everyone and then I'll just play it. One sec, and I'll spotlight myself, and then audio. Okay. So this song, it's called "How Can a Poor Man Stand These Such Times and Live." I'll play through 2 or 3 of the verses for you now, and so you know how it goes. And if you have the sheet in front of you, you'll see the tabs that I've kind of made up that you can, that you can use, and that's basically for a bit of a solo, which I don't have the sheet in front of me, but I'll just kind of play it roughly how it's written, and then we'll look at that at the end. So I'll put down I'll teach you some simple chords, some more advanced chords, and then the melody as well. So here we go. I'll just play it through for now. So, well, the doctor came around here with his face so bright, and he says, in a little while you're gonna be alright. All he gives is a humbug pill, a dose of dope, and a great big bill. Tell me, how can a poor man stand all these times and live? Well, I remember when everything was cheap, but the prices are out today, they put a man to sleep. When I get my grocery bill, you know that I just feel like writing my will. Tell me, how can a poor man stand such times and live? So here's the kind of solo. There are preachers out there preaching for gold, not their souls, and that's what puts us poor folk always in this hole. We can hardly catch our breath, we're preaching, we're schooling, we're taxed to death. Tell me, how can a poor man stand such times and live? Won't you tell me, how can a poor man stand such times and live? Get a G7 at the end there. Alright, so that's the song. How can a poor man stand these times, such times and live? And yeah, an amazing song. It's funny, all these songs from the Great Depression, they're feeling very kind of poignant at the moment, what's coming up, but we'll see. There's no point in getting too depressed about it. So if you've got the chords there in front of you, actually I'm going to get them on my phone, because I could do with seeing them as well if I can. I don't know if I actually can. Funnily enough. Yeah, okay, so Okay, I'll get them in a minute, but so in its simplest form, if you just want to strum this song and sing it immediately, you just kind of go in. Doctor came around here with his face all bright, which is it's kind of a nice way to play it, kind of the strum down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Like you could play the whole song using that strum, and it would sound quite nice. I'm going to slow that down for a second and just show you that strum using no pick. So down, just on a G, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. And notice how it's ringing out there. It's really open and nice. And down, down, up. The ups are more kind of on the top 3 strings, and the downs are more on the bassy strings. So we'll just go through the whole progression if you've got the sheet there, and I'll sing it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Doctor came around D with his face back to G, and he says in a little while we're gonna go to D, back to G. All he gives is a humbug pill. Going up to C, dose of dope and a great big A minor. G to D and back to G. And you'll see there's a chord there which is a kind of C over a G. And basically all we're doing is, if you play the G shape like this, 3rd finger on the bass string, 2nd finger on the A, and your 3rd finger's on the top, it keeps your 1st finger free to be able to what you do is you take your 2nd finger off, so you leave those 2 on the G and just play a kind of the first 2 notes of a C chord. And we do that quite a lot in this song. It's a C over a G, I guess. Used all the time when you're playing a song in the key of G and you're hanging on the G bar for a long time. Often you can do that. I kind of do it naturally. Okay, so that's that chord, the C over the G. So now if we're going to look at the finger picking pattern now. So okay, so I did work this out earlier, but I'm just trying to remember. What you kind of do is you do a downstroke with your thumb. It starts with a downstroke, and then if you play the doctor came around. So you're going to go thumb on the bass, your second finger's on the D, and then your second and third fingers are going to play the G and the B together. Kind of like that. Doctor. So strum. So it's a kind of strum and as you can see, I kind of do a percussive beat there. So dead slow, strum, hit, thumb, finger, pinch. So I'll come in a bit closer so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to loop that G chord now. So the idea, 2, 3, 4, is to try and get a hit on the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So there's also, after the 4, there's an and on the and, you kind of just play a bass note, so it goes 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah. Just gonna check if anyone's trying to get in.
How do you do the slapping sound? I don't know how do you do that.
Well, if you hold down a G, I'm just.
Oh, this is just on the strings. It's not on the guitar.
Well, no, not really. Yeah, it's on the strings. It's a kind of percussive thing, so it's a little bit boring just playing it on a G. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So what we can do is try looping the G, D, and then 2 bars of G, because that happens a lot in this song. So we'll do a bar of G. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And again. So 1.
Is it the same strings with the D? You play the same string? No.
Actually, no. I do actually go from the D at that point.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Yeah, of course.
You could also alternate between the D string and the A string. So you could strum from the D, 1, 2, and 3, 4. If you like, you could put an A in the bass, or you can play the D. Like that sounds quite nice. So this is playing just the D, 1, 2, 3, 4, or this is playing the A, 1, 2, 3, 4. It kind of creates an alternating bass line, which is nice on its own on the guitar. So, okay, 1, 2. Going up to D. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. So if you're struggling with that, maybe just try doing the beats at the same time as me and counting it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, so it's just worth practicing that, and that's great on many songs as well. Obviously, that kind of rhythm. It's for a solo acoustic guitar, it's great because it creates a drummy kind of vibe. Like John Martin would have done. May you never lay your head down. Yeah. So he would do that all the time, John Martin. That slap back, I call it. But yeah. So the first 4 bars go. Well, the doctor came around, yeah, with his face so bright. The next 4 said, in a little while you're gonna be all to D. All he gives is a humbug pill, dose of dope, great big bill. Okay, so we'll take it from the top, and I'll slow it down a bit, and maybe some of you are doing it, some probably aren't, but we'll just go for it, and it might be something you've got to sit down and practice, but here we go. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 'Cause I remember when everything was cheap, but the prices around today put a man to sleep. When I get my grocery bill, you know that I just feel like riding my wheel. Tell me, how can a poor man stand all these times and live? We'll do that one more time, another verse. So, there are preachers out there preaching for gold, not their soul. That's what puts us poor folk always in this hole. We can hardly even catch our breath, preached to school and taxed to death. Tell me, how can a poor man stand such times and live? Okay, so nice little song. Yeah, sorry, Ron, I see you.
Yeah, when we're doing that sort of percussive rhythm, how do we do the change from the G to the C there? I'm not quite getting that in the third bar.
Which part? Okay, so
Right. Well, in your first in your third bar, in the third bar of the song, you've got a G for 2 beats,
Yeah.
and then going to
G7, I think. Isn't
yeah,
it?
I'm going to talk
which I
about
can do
that
if I'm
now.
just
Yeah, I'm going to
right.
talk
In
about
fact,
that now,
if
yeah.
I'm just strumming, I can do it, but I couldn't quite get the rhythm with the.
Yeah, I
percussive effect.
wasn't doing it then. I was just trying to get
All
the
right.
hand working, because it does come out
Okay.
of the rhythm a bit there. So I should have explained that at the start. So
Okay.
okay. Okay, so to put in those C chords over the G, D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, that kind of works quite nicely. So 1 hit, what I'm doing there is I'm actually using these 2 fingers, so thumb, first finger, second finger, third and fourth, and that rings out the whole chord because you're covering the top E string as well with the third. So 1, 2, 3. So thumb, hit, thumb, hit, and again 2, 3, 4. Thumb, hit, thumb, hit, thumb, hit. As you can see, it comes in on the 3rd beat. So for the first beat, you're playing a normal G chord. 1, hit, 3. So there's no hit there on the 4. Okay, so that kind of works, and what you could do that. You could also, after you play that, yeah, to keep that, instead of doing a hit there, you can do a pull off with these 2 fingers, like that. So it sounds like this. Okay, so the doctor came in. And then another way, which may be even easier, what I'll do first is I'll show you a lick to do on the D, because it kind of leads into the G. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when you play the D, all you got to do is go. So you're playing a normal D, then you take your first finger off, then back on the 2nd fret, and then your pinky's going to play the 4th fret of the G, a little bit Norwegian woody, and then off. It's following the lyric. If you listen to the lyric, the doctor came around here with his face all bright. Okay, so. And then after you've done that, you can go back to the G, and you can do a faster kind of hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So So let's try looping that, and that's keeping the percussion going. So all together, we'll try those lines together, joining that. And then after that, 2, 3, 4, and then you're kind of back into a G there for one more bar. So we'll try that whole line. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The doctor came around here with his face all bright, and he says, in a little while you're gonna be alright. And now on the D, on this D here, you could actually go, which sounds really nice. It takes you to a D7. All you're doing is you're playing a normal D chord, and then you play a D major 7, which is just barring the top 3 strings on the 2nd fret, and then a D7. So the note is going from a D down to the dominant 7 note of a D. So together, we'll take it from the top. I think it's the first 8 bars. They go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The doctor came around here with his face all fried, and he says, in a little while you're gonna be alright. And again, 2, 3, 4. The doctor came around here with his face all bright, and he says, in a little while you'll be alright, down to D7. Okay. By the way, after this, after I've shot this, after we've done this Zoom lesson, I'm going to be filming this as a studio lesson and putting it inside the folk library, you know, high definition with tabs and everything. So don't worry, we're going to really tab it up and do a nice lesson version of this. So anyway, it's a good way in. So we'll run through those 8 bars again, and then I'll play the next line after that, and then break that down. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The doctor came around here with his face all bright, and he said, in a little while you'll be alright. Okay, D major 7 to D. All he gives is a humbug pill up to C, to A minor. Okay, C, A minor. If you wanted to, you could do a rundown. So that's a C, 2, 3, 4. take it again from the top, and we'll play it all the way through to the end. And basically, the last line goes, G, poor man, stand all these times and live, or such times and live. So we do that same lick on the D again. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The doctor came around here with his face so bright, and he says, in a little while you're gonna be alright. All he gives is a humbug pill, a dose of dope, and a great big bill. Tell me, how can a poor man stand such times and live? Okay, so you know, it's a bit tricky and it will take some getting used to, but of course I'll put a play along video up after this lesson so you can play along with it. But I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Does anyone have any questions about that? It
I
might
think
help.
the most difficult part for me is having that tick. Well, when you think of all the chords and at the same time have to think about this.
I know, yeah, it's tricky. I mean, that's why maybe
You have to really practice. But I like it, you know. It should be in it. It's just a question of trying again and again, and it works.
as I say, what I'm going to do, the plan is straight after this lesson, I'm going to film the song, like really kind of played well, and with a, and then it's going to be tabbed, like fully tabbed up. So there's a full play along version. I'm also going to do a couple of lesson videos where I break it down, and also the solo, the melody, which is on that sheet of paper. I'll get it now, because I think that might help. It might really help you if you learn this melody. I'm just going to get it on my phone, so I definitely show you the correct, the way it's written, basically. Oh, hang on. That sounded quite nice, whoever that was.
So, like,
yeah. Go for it, Tony. Let's hear you play. You know?
Well, my only problem is when I'm okay. I'm actually the opposite to a friend there, because I can get that, but then I'd lose the what I'm doing with the picking hand. So it's. So I'm losing what I'm doing with the picking hand, if you know what I mean. So I think maybe I'm hitting with the front of my fingers, and that's why I'm not getting them back in position again, if you know what I mean. Do you flick them or?
Okay, I'll play that first line really slowly.
Yeah.
So.
You're flicking them out, yeah. I think I've got to get the flick out rather than, because I'm leaving my fingers there and then I can't get them around them to pick. That's what I've got to practice on.
I'm kind of landing on the strings with my nails, and then they're in position in a way for the next, like. So then I flicked it a little bit. You could flick it like that. Really slowly. That's it's so hard to do it slow. Like a kind of to keep the chord going, or you can kill it dead. So the two different ways of playing it sound like this. So this is killing it dead. Or you could flick it to put it, you know, to use that your term. that's a kind of bam. It's a hit, a percussive hit, but I'm not muting it. I'm not staying there. I'm on and off like that, basically. I
just need to have to practice getting around it. Yeah.
If you learn the song and just play it a lot, it just gets easier and easier, and then if it's a new rhythm for you, which it probably is, it's okay. So we'll look at the actual tabs, and what I've done is I've tried to follow the melody of the first verse. So hang on a second. Perfect. And I've also written in the chord changes, so that first line, well, the doctor came around here with his face all bright, which is single note stuff. So it's worth just learning that, get that feel. And again, 1, 2, 1, 2. It actually comes in a bit early, so well, this face so bright, 2, 3, 4, 1. Well, the doctor. Okay, so I'll show you what I'm doing fingerstyle wise here. So if you start with a kind of hold down a G chord, and you do a kind of, actually I use my first finger to pick the D string, and then a hammer on with the second finger, which is why you have to play the G that way, you know. So hammer on with the second finger, then the third finger is going to play the G string. So using these two fingers like that. And then after that, well the doctor, okay, doctor. What you do is you play the G note, the bass string, and the open B together. So you're playing the melody now and the chord. Well, the doctor. Okay. Okay. Doctor came around. So what we're going to do is play that B string again twice. Fingering wise, I'm using my second finger to play the B string, then first finger to play the G and off. So it's not a pull off, it's just you just pick both notes, 2 off. To be honest, I may have just told you something. You know, you really should be using your third finger on the B. Sorry, not the second. If technically to play it correctly, I mean, I'm always switching between the two, but in a way. And then you can use your second on the G. Okay, then it goes to a D, and here we're going to play a D chord and pick these 3 strings. So we're picking the D string, the G and the B. we're just going to go. So we're always going to pick those 3 strings, and we're going to play that line 2 off 2 4 2. Ba, 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 ba. And then we're going to go back to a G. And we're going to pick again those 3 strings and the bass string like that. So okay. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's the first line, and then between that and the next line is a kind of bum. So obviously you're going to have to sit down and look at this on your own and look at the structure of the song, but you're picking out the melody there, and then when you're not playing the melody, you just go back into that fingerstyle, or even just play the rhythm, you know, like this. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll leave you just to play that for a second on your own. Okay.
Chris, I'm going to call it a night.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, perfect. See you tomorrow.
Okay. Cheers, Chris.
See you. Okay. Okay, so the next line. And he said in a little while you'll be alright. And again we're ending on a D. So and he said in a little while, or you could even on this tab I missed out in a, I've just covered and he said in a little while. So and here we're still playing the G like this, but you can move your pinky at this point to play that string that you're covering the D note on the B string. So you're playing a G, but if you just move your pinky to there, and he said in a little while, and he said in a little while, and he said in a little while, and he said a little while, you'll be alright. So again, you'll be alright. Again, you're going to use your pinky. You go 0 on the G, then pinky on the B, open B, then a D chord. Okay, so that whole line, 1, 2, 3, and he said in a little while, you'll be alright. And then there I just threw in the. So after the D, you go back into the normal structure. Okay. Okay, in the next little bit, all he gives is a humbug pill. All he gives is a humbug pill. Is actually very similar to the line we've just played. Again, you're using your pinky there. So. Okay. Okay. Humbug pill. All he gives is a humbug pill. All he gives is a humbug pill. A dose of dope. Okay, so here, no, it's a slide up from 2 to 4. Dose of to C. Dope. Dose of dope. And there, dose of dope. You're going to pick all 4 strings there with your thumb and your first finger, second finger, third finger. So the 4 middle strings. So together that goes. Okay. So, and then after the, we're going to go from C. It's simply 2 0 2 0, then A minor on the G string. So 0 2 0 on the G string, and then an A minor chord, and I pick it, and I'll emphasize that note because that's the melody note. So that whole line. And then the final line. Tell me, how can a poor man stand all these times and live? Back into it. So of course you'll have to practice that a bit and get that together, but it's a great song to do in a party or a gig or at home, you know, whatever. And I'll play through that melody now. So 1 2. Back into the rhythm. Back into it. Yes, I remember when everything was cheap, but the prices around today put a man to sleep. When I get my grocery bill, you know that I just feel like riding my wheel. Tell me, how can a poor man stand Okay, so I'm just gonna take away the spotlight for a second because I feel like I've been talking for quite a while there, and cancel the spotlight, put it into gallery view. I know that's a tricky tune, but has anyone got any questions or?
It's great. I really enjoy it. There's so many parts to it.
Great.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it.
It's a great song. It's a great song.
Yeah,
It's quite a hard one to teach, actually. I didn't realise how hard that was going to be for me. So apologies if I.
Actually, Chris, I'll have to head off now. I just wanted to check though. So Sunday you'll send everything out as usual.
Going live at 5. Yeah, 5 o'clock.
Brilliant. I'll be there.
So I'll send the sheet out at half 4, and then the link will come at 5. And yeah.
Right, brilliant. Thanks a lot. By the way, I was just thinking for future weeks, there's maybe 2 easier songs. You know, but we talked about the slide. I did wonder about Stuck in the Middle with You, because there's a little slide bit in that. You know, Stuck in the Middle with Steelers Wheel.
I'm trying to think.
That's not a bad strum along song. There's a little bit of a thing in that. It's quite easy. Anyway, whatever. It's just a thought. Anyway, I'll see you on Sunday. See you on Sunday. Cheers. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. How's everyone doing?
I think once you get the slap and you're not knocking hell out of your strings, it's that. Yeah. I've been doing it on the back of my hand on the nails, and it's that once you get that rhythm. I think I was trying to do it with the palm, and that kind of like. There's too much going on with your hands to do it like that.
Yeah, the Spanish do that. Spanish flamenco players. I can't do it, but I've seen the Spaniards. The flamenco players, they use their hand. But yeah, generally in this kind of music, you tend to use your nails. Or... There are those percussive players who are, the incredible players like Tommy Emmanuel and Andy McKee, and those people who do all this stuff, and they think of their hands in a drumming way, in a drumming sense, and they might use open palms. But generally, this style, you're using the back of your fingers and.
For me, the best thing to do with this is with my pinky, because the pinky isn't involved, so I can always use the pinky. All fingers are free to play. Only the pink.
Yeah, okay, just the pinky. I mean, there's no right way or wrong way.
No, there's no wrong way.
Is there? There's no right way or wrong way. As long as it's in time and it sounds okay, there are thousands. Everyone's got their own little way of doing it, I guess. But this seems to be. If you were really thinking about it, you could think about where you're going to hit the guitar. Like if you hit it there, it sounds with your finger. It sounds a lot different to smacking the strings with the or that. So if you've really got time, you could. It depends how seriously you want to take it. You could play the wood of the guitar and it would sound even more big and drum like, but like it's extreme, that song More Than Words, I'm sure they do that. I can't remember how it goes, but dung, dung, one of the no, I honestly can't even think how it goes. Sorry, yeah.
When my Irish friends over here are playing Irish music, I won't be involved in the instrument because that will always use my guitar as a sort of different sound.
The Bowron, yeah.
The guitar is a very good rhythm instrument.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's a good trick in an Irish session if you don't know the song.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've seen guitar players all night just doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing to do. In fact, yeah, I do. Yeah,
It's a
occasionally.
nice song you learned as Chris. Because as you know, I'm used to that kind of thing, but these are a little new kind of things in it that I really like this one.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a good one. This is a very good one.
yeah. And I didn't put it in the music because there's also a G7
Yeah,
after the G that leads to the C. So
yeah.
If you want to, you don't have to, but you can. So it all leads. You've got these kind of.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry, I'm really out of tune. I don't know why. This guitar needs to be set up, basically. Yeah. Yeah, so how can a poor man stand these times and live anyway? Does anyone want to play anything or sing a song? Or Graham? No? Mike?
I cut my finger this evening, and it's right in the on the bend. Yeah,
That's
so,
not the best place to play. To cut
no,
your
I'm still doing a lot of house renovation, and hey ho, you
You were
know.
devastated when that happened.
Yeah, well, it's not on the pad, but it's on that part. So,
Still, though, one of those moments of
I said more than that actually. Yeah, as I was dripping blood to the bathroom, you know.
yeah. I wonder what Django said when he did his.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Wow. Yeah. Are you off, Mike? Are you?
Yes, I've got to shoot off. Thank you. It sounds a lot better than the right Cooder and the versions I found on Spotify. So
Yeah, me
Okay.
too. Yeah, Bruce
enough.
Springsteen and so on. I didn't
Yeah.
like it at all. This is a better song.
Well, it was
Mhm.
yeah, it was Ian. Ian emailed me and said he loves Bruce Springsteen. You know, could you do Bruce Springsteen stuff? So I
Yeah.
thought, well,